Hello. Hello.
Hello everyone, good morning.
Hey, hi. Good morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good too. Okay. So, did you guys got a chance to look into the framework?
Actually, I imported Sonali in the morning on itself.
Okay.
So, yeah, just I checked only that all the files were there. Your code
Oh,
is there. Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So, were you able to can you just check if you are able to run it, or how do you want to get started? Do you have you guys prepared any test case that you want to look into today? Or we should directly jump on to finding the expats. How do we find expats?
Mm, Actually, I did some test cases previously when Usha some gave a homework for the Wynisco page.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it. I run at that time, so it was working fine. But yeah, I didn't know about the to how to close the pop-up at that time. So we
Okay.
asked from Usha also, but at that time Usha didn't take her classes because of some reasons. So
Mhm.
after that, maybe she forgot. So we are still stuck on the same point. That's it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, do you want to go ahead with that particular application only, or should we look into that e-commerce application? Uh, or let's just fix that pop-up issue first. Yeah. Does anyone of you want to share the screen, or if you can just share the link with me at least? That Wynisco link, I don't have it currently with me.
Uh, I don't know about Tejal. Hi, Tejal, you have also the same code? Hello?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I have the same code, but you know what I was thinking that the Sonali which Sonali have shared, right? There is already a code to handle the pop-up, right? So why don't we try on our own and then we can take her help? And right now, let's go ahead with whatever she has planned for us.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, whatever say. Sonali, you can go ahead actually. No problem with that also.
See if that doesn't work out, because I also didn't get time to try it on my own. So
Mhm.
I was thinking, let me try it on my own if I would be able to get it by myself.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So I thought maybe for today you wanted to you guys will come up with some of your test case, and that you would like to go ahead into that uh current application that we were working on. So
Mhm.
if you have anything, we can just look into that.
Yeah, give me a minute, please.
Or we can do one thing. I'll just show you few examples how we can find the experts uh on our own without using any tool, how to
Okay.
write dynamic experts. Okay.
Okay. Sonali, tell me one thing. Previously, I did some. I think there's some problem with my comb driver.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it's happened or not. Previously, when I download some the Chrome driver version, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
at the time of what I download, but now I again try to run the test cases on the same Chrome driver, so it shows me a error. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
allow to open it. So maybe there is a version problem.
Yeah, it's a version problem only. So
Okay, so
do one thing,
Mhm,
go to your Chrome, whatever Chrome you have, go to
mhm,
that, click on settings, and
mhm.
just look at the version what you have.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. In on the website it shows 108.
108, right?
Mhm.
So for me, it's like this. So you need to go there, and you just need to
Download
install
the version, new
Chrome.
version,
Yeah,
no?
download the Chrome version. That
Yeah,
download
I'm
the Chrome
creating the
driver for that version.
yeah, because right now I'm trying to run my test cases, so it shows me a error. It doesn't allow to open that Chrome. So I thought
Mhm.
it's a version problem. So okay, I will
Yeah,
download it first, then I will try.
sure.
Then I have to when I downloaded the new version, then I have to give the XPath of the new version of the Chrome driver, right?
Not the XPath,
Sorry,
the
not
location.
XPath. Sorry, location. My
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
location of the Chrome driver.
Right. That's right.
Okay, I will try. Then if I got a problem, then I will message you.
No worries. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we will try to look into this particular thing that I want to click on this bags, right? So how do I do that? Okay. So let
Mm,
me just inspect this. If I'll inspect this, I'm getting this AHREF fund, right? So
mhm.
one thing. So if I'll just, try to write down an expert using this, let me do that. And you see here the tag is A currently. So I will just say that A and then bracket and then at the rate. So whatever tag whatever this we are using,
Task
right?
name.
The value,
Yes.
the key
Attribute value.
attribute value, right? So I need to give it with the at the rate, and then in the double quotes or anything, single quotes, whatever you want to use, you can just paste the value and then close the square bracket and then click on enter. So when you click on enter right now, you will see here that there are like 4 elements which is having the same href. Okay,
Yes.
right? So now how do I uniquely make this that you need to go and click over here? Okay, so for that I'll need to look into the different tags, different attributes and all. So right now you're seeing that this is in the form of a list. Okay, so we have this ul tag above this. All right, so what
Mm-hmm.
we will do over here is we'll just give ul, and then now I will try to look. Okay, I'm still finding two values for this. So
Mm-hmm.
again, what will happen now is if I'll give this XPath, right, to the in my code, and I will try to automate it, it will either go and click over here, or it can go onto the other thing and it will click, or
Right.
right. So it won't be a unique one. It might get confused. So you'll have to show that. Okay, now we will give that the one. Am I giving double brackets? No, right?
You want to give the index number, right?
Yeah, index number. What's happening? Okay.
So there will be round braces around the path and the
Yeah,
square. Yeah.
right. So this is now, if you'll see when I've given, it is not highlighting the bags that I'm currently on. Maybe it's somewhere downside. Okay. So now let's just try to give 2. Okay, now it's
Yeah.
highlighting, right? So
Yes.
this is how I will find the X path. So it is not going to be just a single, that you can give that line and then just try to find this. Maybe you'll have to go into the parent as well, and from there you need to find some tags so that it uniquely defines your XPath. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go through to some others as well, or like have you got some idea around it now?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
So
we got that.
here I can see the star in your XPath, right? Star.
Right. Hmm.
So what does that represent?
So the star represent is that, if you will say that maybe this can be anything, / star. So we are saying that it can be anywhere right now. Okay, anywhere into my code. I can find it anywhere. Wait, hold on. Let's just go ahead and look at this one only.
Okay, when you want to run, want to click in anywhere in on the page, then you will give the star.
Uh, Not necessarily like when I want to click on anywhere onto the application. So let's say I know that this particular class value is unique only. So in that case, I will say that I don't want to give this completely that this is a div or what. In that case, we will use this.
Okay.
Majorly, when we have anything which is, I know I'm very sure of that, yeah, it will be present over here. Or if I want to find out a class here, let's say, right, I'm trying to say that that particular class name will contain these details. In that case, I will say that contains, and throughout my page, you'll have to find it. It can be anywhere.
Okay.
So you don't need to specify the tag name right here.
Right. So if you see here, right now I'm having 28 such things with this class name. So for one, it is you'll see here some of them is having different text as well. Portal, green, studded, velvet. They are under some division class again. So what I'm trying to basically find out is that this is the name of this. So you see, and it is for all the product, it is highlighting just the name. Okay, now what I can do here is basically one of the test case could be this, that whatever values I am getting, okay, for this, so I'll just say that find elements and then I will give this X path. Okay, now find elements I have given, so what it will do is it will store all the result into a list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, into the list it will store the result. Now what you need to do is need to go into the database and you will query the same thing. So here what I have done is, like, I have just selected bags right now. Okay, and so it is showing me completely these many products are there, right? So it is showing me all the details. This thing you need to go and check into the database whether I'm getting all the things or not, like the result is matching or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is right now showing you 28. Okay, because 28, you have viewed 28 out of 962 product, which is like on the first page you are seeing 28. Now if you click on load more, it will again show you some more details. So this is how you will do these some scenarios like this.
Okay.
Okay,
This is also one of the scenario if you are able to download the 968 two products or not.
right, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So the export thing is clear, right? There is one more thing, this kind of exports. Let's look into this export. What are we doing over here? So this is for which one I'm trying to click and okay. So this is for this one, this particular XPath that I have written. All right. So now why have I given all of these things like this, right? So if you'll see, what I'm trying to first say is like find a class which contains this name. Okay. So USC facet values, USF facet values. It will first find out a class. Okay, this is found. Now what do I need to do? I need to give the input, right? So in that case, I have given that child, and child means it will go into its sub tabs. Okay, sub values, that what are their different tags that I have with me. So child, and then child again, then you will give these double dots, and then you will give input. Okay, this is where my input is. Now here, this is the second child. Let's just remove this. Okay, there are two input fields, 1 and 2. Okay, so for
Mhm.
both the input fields, it is taking the same tag, input. So that is why I had given, I need to give the value for this, that I want my products within this range. So this is how we will do it. We will use the child tab. So likewise, we have several other tags as well. So there is like parent, and like for continuity as well, there is one more. Uh, you can just look into that one, exactly those details. Okay.
Okay. We can use input instead of input span also, no? As a child.
Span. So if you'll look into the span now, it will see, if I have selected input, it is exactly giving me this much text box. If you'll click on select, it might go somewhere over here. Few things, what happens is like somewhere on these things, if you'll click now, it will become like this is not clickable. Okay.
Okay.
So what we will try to do is, whatever operation we want to perform, we will try to find the most basic thing of that mother, not most basic, most in-depth XPath we will try to find for that one, right? If
Okay.
I could have also done it like this, that I would have just said that, just click on this facet value and then try to give. So if you'll just see, it is basically taking two text boxes, to and from. So if I'll just come over here, this is span class. This is span class is taking, but the boundaries, if you look, it can go beyond that as well, which is like non-clickable. If you'll click on that, you won't be able to send the input.
Okay.
So that is how we will try to give the most detailed one.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So we will do one thing. We will look into the how do we read the files from the properties. Okay.
Okay.
So do you guys have any thing around that, any knowledge of that? How do we read it?
Yeah, we use the code properties
Mhm.
previously, and
Okay, you have
I
used it,
don't
right?
remember the code. Yeah.
Okay. No worries. So we'll just have a look at it again. The thing is that we can store it anywhere, but basically when you're creating a framework, all the property files will be kept in a basic package only, and on that package only we will write a code to read those config files. So it could be like config file reader or data loader, whatever you want to name it. Okay. So right now, in string config file over here, I have given where is my these property files stored. Okay. So slash just ignore this one, config file dot properties. Just a second. Values. Okay. Just It will basically try to find the this wait dot properties and this. So we are just passing this onto over here, this buffered reader. What it will do is like now read this config file completely, and then we can create the property object for that. Okay, this using this object, we can fetch each and every details that we have inside our property files. Okay, so let's say over here I have stored few X paths. You can store either the implicit weight that you want to apply, for which URL you want to use it. So these kind of details, you can save it over here. And it will just go ahead and get the properties. So there is one more thing now. So usually in TestNG, we will use this data provider. This data provider is basically for each and every test case. How do you, from where do you want to pass the data? Okay, so right now over here, I have given this as name, right? So from where is this name coming? We will look into that one. So this name, I have passed it from the arguments. So this is the run configuration that I have given. These are the VM arguments. So my we will usually use it as a syntax, and then name is equals to audit. So audit is like for this particular website, my website name is audit, right?
Mhm.
So for that one, I'm trying to do. So I have just given that name, and when I'll click on run, basically at that time, it will go ahead and it will fetch the data of this system.get property name. So it will take it from there. Now, this is a most commonly asked question in interviews, that data provider, what does it return? So it returns a matrix, it return a double object, matrix of object. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a very much asked question in interviews. What do you return? What does this data provider returns? So it will return a matrix of type object.
Matrix
Okay.
of type object.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, basically, what is it returning exactly? So whatever details I had given right on the variable, so it is taking both the details, that name and is equal to audit. So it will store them into this matrix, uh, and it will just, what we had given was a split. So it will split that first, and it will store it into here, and those values it will return, okay, into the form of this. Now when I'm reading it,
So, Sonali, name file is stored in your local machine?
this is, yeah, currently it is, this thing, this that I'm giving, right, arguments,
Yes.
this, right, this is into my
Yes.
local. So when
Yeah.
I'm triggering it from Jenkins, over there also I will have the options in the pipelines. So I can configure it from there as well. That for which particular thing do you want to run it? How do you want to run it? For here, for example, I have just given the website name only. There could be other configurations as well. For what, how do you want to run the
But
test?
you save this all in your local machine.
Yeah, it will be there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so when you see in the starting, when I have given that at the rate test, so basically test will, it will just show that test and that this is a test that we are running. Now when I have given that data provider equal to get data, so it will now go and look into the data provider that we had written in the end. It will get the data from over there. Okay. So
Yes.
that data provider, so here if you'll see that source, main, Java framework, Argoid, and name. Name, this is now from where is it coming? It is coming from your uh, data provider. This detail is coming from your data provider now. Is it like, so here you see, I have directly given string name. So data provider directly will provide it that this is your string name now. Is it clear? Are you getting anything around this, what we are doing over here? So
Yeah.
don't worry about this piece of code, but you just need to remember that, your data provider will return a matrix of type object, and whatever details I'm passing from the run configuration, it will pull it. And when I'll just say that I need to run my test and data provider equal to get data, and then over here I have given them that string name. So it will come over here and it will directly store that value name equal to audit. It will just store it, and I'll be able to use it in my test case wherever I want to use it. So that object, that was a type of matrix, right? But here I'm getting it in the form of string only. So this, you don't need to worry about this, that how is it happening that I was passing there, I was returning a type of object, but here I'm getting string. This testng will take care of it. Here, over here we have used a string. It might happen that you will use integer at some point of time, right? But all of these things will be taken care by the data provider. When you just say, you'll just give that parameter, and here you'll give the data provider, it will take it. It will automatically pull it from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have just given here that string path. I'm storing it like this, that yeah. If you see here, order.properties I have here with me. So I'm giving it the path. And now what I will do is I'm storing it into the buffered reader, and here I'm reading my file. Okay. Here I'm reading the file, basically that this just read the file and put all the things into this object. And whatever I had over there, okay, whatever details I have over there, so I have stored it, each one of them, into these variables. So this is how I wanted to use it at that point of time. So string URL locators.get property. So get property will fetch all the details that you want to fetch. Okay. So just like get property, you can also use set property if you want to store some value into your property file. Thank you. So
Okay.
here like you see, if I'm storing the Chrome path. Okay. No, this is for basically, it is for creating the Chrome path only. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. Cool. So this we have already looked at. Tomorrow iframes, how do we use them? That was clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. I had one more thing. So takes screenshot, right? So that we had, I'll just show you the code for that one. How do we basically do that? That is also one of the majorly asked question in the interviews. Yeah, here. So first of all, what we are doing over here is, if you see, let's just look over this. Uh, just ignore this. We will just say over here driver. Okay. So takes screenshot, and then driver will give driver dot get web driver. Okay. So my web driver will now be able to take screenshot and then get a screenshot as output file. So I will store it in the form of output dot file. Okay. Now I'm storing it in the object file, and I have just given it the name of source path. You can give it anything like first screenshot. Say first screenshot. Okay. Now Now again, what do I need to do? First of all, I need to make sure that where do I want to save it. Okay, now right now my screenshot is in this object first screen, but now where do I need to save it? That details I need to give it. So if you'll say that system.get property user.dir, it will just fetch the where is your currently your project is. So right now my project is in whatever location. If I'll just say that save my screenshot over here, so it will come and sit over here, right? Directly over here. But I want to I want to create a folder for it. So I have given screenshot into double quotes and then slash. So it will create now I have given destination.mkdirs. So it will now create a folder for me. This is how I will create a folder. And again, I will say that uh, just ignore this one. It is not relevant. Now what I will say is that files.copy. Now whatever you have here in this object, you just need to paste it in this location, destination path that I have created. So over here, just remove the .png. So it will store it in this location. So these four commands you should be aware of. First of all, you will be capturing the screenshot using the keyword takes screenshot, and you will be using the driver for it. Only Selenium can take screenshot. Okay, Java won't be able to do it on its own. So you need to use the driver. Then you will say just .get WebDriver, and then get screenshot as in which file format. It won't directly store it in the form of .jpg. It will be first in the form of output type .file. Then I will just convert it in the form of .png file. So while storing it over here, I will give it as that .png. I can append it and then I'll store it. So do you like, is it clear to you or any
Yeah.
confusion?
No,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
Okay. So yeah, basically this is what we do whenever, if we can also give such scenario, when do we use this screenshot is that when we are basically our test case has failed. Okay. So we can give in after tag that we can give if scenario dot is failed. In that condition, I need to, take the screenshot and then I can attach it with my uh, report.
What is
Okay.
this after annotation?
After annotation is basically that when your test case is completed, now what do you want to do? Okay. So in that
Okay.
case, what will happen? So usually what will happen is like launching of your application and logging in, these kind of things, we will just keep it for like before test. Okay, so let's say your test case is like go to bags and select a product and add it to cart. So this is your test about. But in order to do that, you have some precondition as well, right? That you need to launch a browser, you need to log in, and you need to go to new in, and then you will be able to select the bags. So these all things that whatever you're doing before actually running your test, those will be coming up in the before part, before test.
So
Okay.
yeah, I am aware of like after test, after method, after class, but this is just after, right? So that's why.
Yeah. So this is a JUnit that I have used in this framework. So that is why it is just at after, but in test ng it will be at the rate after test.
Yeah, yeah, got it.
Okay. Mm, apart from that,
Sonali, this
let
is the JUnit framework.
the one which I have shared with you, that is test ng. This is the other one from where I'm showing you the test screen, take screenshot. So
Okay,
this
this
is
is
the JUnit framework. Yeah.
yeah. And where we use Linux?
Linux will be used majorly when you're doing some manual testing only. It depends upon like what kind of application you're testing. You won't be doing much into the Linux, but just remember the codes, remember the commands that we have for Linux. It will be coming up only for the manual testing only.
Okay, so suppose there is one e-commerce website that you showed. So
Hmm.
in this e-commerce website where we use the Linux.
No, no, no. It won't be like this. So in Linux will be like, suppose you want to do some configuration for your environment at that time, or something, related to virtual machines over there you want to do, or maybe we actually don't use Linux much. Majorly the command that we use is cd. That's it,
Yes.
change directly. During the GitHub also we will use that when we are pushing our codes and all. So in git bash terminal we will be using these kind of commands, but it's not used much. All that you need to do is just remember the commands, that's it. They won't ask you like where have you used Linux. It
Okay.
completely depends upon the project. So right now, the project that I'm working on, so in that I need to open the Linux. So we have a basically a engine. So to start that engine, I will have to do some check-in. So there is a particular command that developers have written for that. So then, but those could be only run using Linux. So that is a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But don't forget about, going through the commands that we use in Linux that could be asked.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So, cool. Then I think that's all we have for today then. Yeah.
Okay, Sonali.
Okay. Let me know if you guys have anything apart from this. Um, the postman and all, I'll go through that, maybe in coming few session we'll go through that one. Um, and also how do we connect to Excel sheets and all this, we will look into it in the detail when we will look at the frameworks. Okay.
Okay.
So do you think like anything else apart from this do you want to understand into the testing things? Otherwise we are done with this now. Mm.
Oh, suppose we want to show our e-commerce project. So whatever you show us, so we have to tell about that only.
Yeah, that's all. There is nothing much about it. Like we will just showcase that only. Don't forget that in e-commerce website, what will happen is like these classes that I have shown you, right, to find the experts. So these classes are usually
Mhm.
dynamic. So we'll have to make sure that we are writing a very dynamic experts. Usually, what's the challenge in these automation testing is to write as dynamic XPath as possible. So there might be some scenario that, right now you're seeing that this is the class name is this, but when you'll open the browser again, this class name will change. Okay. So how do you handle these things dynamically? So these kind of things you just need to go through that.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can just showcase this project, and yeah, it will be good.
Okay.
Okay, cool then. All right, that's it from my side then.
Thank you, Sonali.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Bye. Have a good
Okay,
day.
bye.